welcome Iwakuni Middle School staff, students, faculty. This is our first ever student council presidential debate here at Iwakuni Middle School. I have two teams of candidates here who are running for president and vice president teams. I'm going to let them introduce themselves before we get into the debate itself. So we'll start over here. Introduce yourselves, please.
I'm Mia Hansen. I'm Jasmine Griffin.
Okay, and then this team here.
Hello there, I'm Joshua Barber Cooper.
And I'm Sam Kaspersky.
Okay, so this is one team of candidates running for president, vice president. This is the other team of candidates running for president and vice president. And I've given them beforehand a list of questions. And when I say beforehand, I mean last night, for them to prepare for this debate so that they can kind of state their platform, talk about some key and important things that we want to address here in the school this year. It's a weird school year, 2020 is. We have our election next Tuesday on November the 3rd during the general election day. And we'll actually have voting here at the school. Okay, so we drew straws or rolled dice or flipped a coin or whatever you want to call it. We did that to see who's going to go first. And this team here decided that they were going to take the first question first. And the first question is simply this. Oh, let me lay out some of the ground rules first. So when you are answering these questions, you can answer them together collaboratively as a team. You can alternate questions. There are 5 questions. And you can do it however you would like to do it. Or the presidential candidate can just respond to all of the questions. I think your school here would like to hear from each and every one of you, so it would be nice if each and every one of you would at least respond in some way. Okay? The first question is just your opening statement. You are establishing your platform, what platform you are running on as the presidential and vice presidential team this year. Okay? So you will have 1 minute to respond, and then we will let the other team respond, giving their platform as well. Okay, so we're going to start here with you guys. So just state your platform basically.
Okay, so our platform is incredibly simple and easy to explain. We plan to work on a slow yet steady road of success. If you will, what I mean by this is we divide up the money reserve and divide it up for each committee it may be challenged that may handle to a certain event. Our goal for this is our focus on the saying big, bigger, biggest. For big, we could make a little week-long event such as wear a curtain color to do certain things during the week to gain points. For bigger, we could use the majority of the money to reserve to transform the courtyard. I completely original idea here, I like to say. However, for the biggest, we plan to hold a fundraiser or an event for the next student council in the upcoming years. One last thing I want to add is, have you ever just not had water? You forget water bottle at home. I want to add water bottles to the school store so that you're not always dehydrated before lunch.
Thank you very much. All right, your team.
Our main goals as president and vice president are to promote leadership, create an approachable student government, and make school more enjoyable and educational at the same time. But most of all, we want to make school a better place and make sure that we're hearing the voices of the student body and listening to their concerns.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. So, question 2, what school policies or rules would you like to see changed or improved upon? So we'll start with this group. You'll give your response. This group will have a chance to provide a rebuttal to their response. Then I'll let this group respond with their rules, their changes, and then this group will have a chance to have a rebuttal. Okay, so go ahead.
To be quite honest, we don't know much about the rules or policies. We've read them before, me and Sam. We don't see anything wrong with them. I believe it's good that it prevents us from doing things that are too biased towards a certain rule without seeing from the other perspective. If we could be introduced to unpopular rules that aren't necessary, it'd be far easier to remove them, since a lot of people don't have a strong opinion on them. But one thing we want to add here is we want to have a democracy of school, we want 6th and 8th through 8th to have a chance to change the school in their own way. We want to we'll do our best to add the given rule or policy by going to Mr. Wood, our good teacher here on the 3rd floor. His room is on the 3rd floor, you'll see at the end of the hall. And after it's been to give Mr. Wood, our Congress and Student Council will be voting on it, whether it's good to pass through to me and Sam. After that, if it passes through us, we'll have a 6th through 8th vote for it, seeing if it's a good rule. Even if it's not, it's still good to see our ideas come through to us. That'll be all.
Okay, so no specific rule changes, just a procedure to make changes to rules
Yes.
in the future, okay? Your response to their,
Well, how do you
Statement.
know that a lot of people don't have strong opinions towards the rules?
Well, we hope to actually give out maybe like a, what's the word? Like a vote, whether on what rules are good, and we'll give it a majority vote, and even if that rule can't be changed, we'll take our considers on it to maybe lower the rule.
okay. Any rule changes that you would like to see addressed?
We've heard about a lot of complaints towards some school rules, and some of those are the no backpack rule and the no student elevator rule. I think that the elevator should be like a reward system, as a reward. And I think it's important that it should be a democracy as well,
Okay.
so everybody's involved in the rulemaking process.
Okay, all right. How do you respond to their
Now,
proposal change?
2 years ago, was it 2 years ago, contestant? He actually promised us that he was going to give us the elevator privileges. Not exactly the way you said it, but that was kind of more of a vote grabber. It never actually happened, never. And that was 2 years ago. Yes, it could change, but that never actually happened. And I also do like the democracy part of it, where you make everyone vote for it, and allowing them to put their chance to it. But still, elevator rule did not ever come to us, and it never actually was put in place.
Okay, any response?
It could be different.
Okay. Anything?
So even though it wasn't actually changed, like last year just said, but if we try harder and if we get the help of other students, then we can try our best to make it happen.
Okay. All right, so question number 3, we'll start with your team, and then we'll allow them to provide a rebuttal if necessary. Okay, last year, at the end of the year, end of 3rd quarter, with the COVID-19 pandemic, when it hit us, we went into full virtual school. Okay? And seemingly, we've started off this school year opening up with social distancing and mask measures and things like that. How do you think the school should handle the COVID-19 pandemic? Now, some of this is out of your control, but as the student body president and vice president, how would you handle the situation? Shut down virtual school, in-school procedures, etc. Go ahead.
We feel that for the best learning experience for all the students, we should stay in school as much as we can. We will continue to sanitize and stay 6 feet apart and take all the precautions we need to. But if safety can't be assured, then we feel that it would be best to go to virtual school.
Okay, all right. How do you respond to that?
See, I respond here with well, in a sense, yes, it has handled it, the COVID-19 pandemic, well enough. Virtual school is an option, though, and you can put your child in the case that a parent may be concerned for them. The school procedures could be a bit lighter. I agree with you on that. Perhaps more school events or houses like last year. However, I believe that the school is handling the situation accordingly and is doing a decent job at it.
Okay? And how would you respond to COVID-19? Do you want to elaborate further on your response?
Elaborating further, I mean that the mask, yes, can be very annoying, and quite frankly, I actually sometimes don't like them, especially the fact that, well, your breath goes into your own glasses, it burns your eyes, it really hurts.
Okay? All right. Would you like to respond to their statement?
Just fix your mask.
Okay. All right, so question number 4. In your opinion, what is the role of the student council president and vice president, and what makes your team the best team for the job?
Well, of course, student council president is in charge of carrying out the laws, or even creating them, if you will. The vice president, however, will be the right-hand man to the president, making sure that all members of the student council, or even the school, will have an understanding of the situation, or what would happen. When speaking to the principal or any school worker, the president or vice would be with a few peers and would discuss the matter with the appropriate person. Our team would do our best to communicate with each other. If there was a problem that you would communicate with us, and we could work together to resolve it. Even if it's something like you lost your backpack, like that, or something like that.
Okay. So the same question for your team. In your opinion, what is the role of student council president and vice president, and what makes you the best team for the job?
We feel that the role for president is to make sure that every student feels accepted and is getting their proper education. And I think that we should make school fun, but also educational by advocating for different activities and different things we can do.
In my opinion, the main role of vice president is to make sure that when the president's not here, that the vice president can take over. But besides that, I think as vice president, you should make sure that the school and students have proper care and assist the president. And I think that me and Leah would be best fit for this because we both cooperate well and we both understand each other when we feel that there's something needed.
Okay, all right. Would any of you like to respond, either of you like to respond to the other person's definition of student council president, vice president?
Yes. Actually, have you seen the rules for education? Now, yes, I know you don't have to follow those rules exactly, but have you considered how it might affect the school if you completely, let's say, you get rid of some of the electives that could affect people in the future for college?
Okay. Would you like to respond?
Well, when we say change some things about education, we're not talking about those kind of things. We're saying that we should maybe add on things that might be better, and if there's something that the students think that will make education more fun, then we'll try our best to see if that is fair and well for the school.
Okay, all right. Thank you. All right, final question. We're going to start over here with our closing statement. So is there anything else that you would like to say to your student body?
We will make sure that we look out for the schools and the students' best interests and do everything we can to make this school year a better experience for everybody.
Okay, thank you. And your closing statement?
We are here to advocate for you and make life, not just school better, but everything for you. Not exactly everything, but still, we want to make the school better for not just teachers, but for students as well. Well, we want to have it so that school is fun yet educational towards everyone, and not really much to say. I really hope you vote for me and Sam here. Have a good day.
All right. And thank you all for joining me and participating in this debate. And I thank your student council, or your student body, thanks you as well for participating in this. Voting in a week. Get out there, campaign, do your best, and good luck to all of you.
Thank you for having us over.
Thanks, everybody.